Hi everyone, Danny Miles back from Toronto for another edition of the IntoBridge Daily Celebrity Challenge. We're going to play 5 deals with the robots and you compare your score to mine. I'm just back. Last week I had a fun week at the Canadian Championships, basically our team trials to select teams for the upcoming Bermuda Bowl in Denmark. And my team won the open event, which was a lot of fun. I was playing with Jason Feldman, who married a Canadian, so he's now a Canadian, and Daniel Levy and Jacob Freeman, and Jeff Smith and Fred Pollock. So it was a blast. I had a lot of fun playing with a great partner and great teammates. So we get to go on to Denmark later this summer, and I'm really looking forward to that. So let's get started. We're going to use the advanced Gavin's Master Series system. So our options may be a little bit different, but let's take a look at our first deal. We have 15 high card points. We are balanced, 5-3-3-2. I am going to lean towards opening a no trump with this one, just to prevent rebid problems and getting the strength of our hand across all in one shot. I do like the fact that with our 5 spades, we also have 3 hearts. So if partner transfers to hearts, we are going to play in a 5-3 fit. Sometimes if you have a 5-card major and a doubleton in the other major, it's a little bit less appealing because partner may transfer you and you may play a 5-2 major suit fit instead of a 5-3 major suit fit. So we will open a no trump and we'll see what partner does. Pass, pass, pass. Okay, so we're in a fine contract. We didn't miss a 5-3 spade fit. In fact, we have no fit. So let's count our tricks here. We have a couple of clubs and a diamond is 3 and a spade is 4. So we have a lot of work to do here. Partner has 7 points, but still one no trump is probably even in some danger. So let's see what we're going to do. The robot probably did not underlead the king of diamonds. I mean, they may have, but we can always put up the queen of diamonds next time if we need to. So I think what we're going to do is play low on the first trick. And do we want to get hearts going or do we want to get spades going? Of course, we'd like to play spades from the dummy towards the king queen, 9-8. Our only entries are in clubs. We have one sure entry and a potential for a second entry if we play low to the jack. Low to the jack is better than low to the 9 because low to the jack, we can win 3 club tricks, whereas low to the 9, we could lose to the 10 with the queen on side. So what should our plan of attack be? In a perfect world, we'd actually like the opponents to be breaking suits for us, like break the heart suit, play a spade for us, but we may not have that opportunity. So do we want to duck trick 1 completely? I don't know if that's going to pose a big advantage. So I'm going to play low. The opponents, for example, if we win the ace of diamond and play a club to the jack, East wins the queen. He's probably he can't play a diamond from the king, and he's not going to want to break hearts, and playing spades is going to help us. So he may actually just return a club, but we'll see what happens. So I think we're going to win the ace and play a club towards the jack, and hopefully play a spade towards our hand. Another option, while I think about it, is we could actually just duck a spade completely first, and then try to get to dummy to play a spade towards the king queen. That's another option. That may lose, though, if one opponent has, for example, jack 10 doubleton of spades, then playing spades from the top is going to be better. So I would like to play the first spade from the dummy. So let's win trick 1 and play a club to the jack and see what happens. Okay, so that won, so that's good. Now, we do want to play spades because that's going to be our source of tricks of the hand. And we'd like the opponents to break hearts and the opponents to play diamonds. So let's play a spade. We'll play the queen to the ace. Okay. 9 of diamonds back. I don't think we're going to put up the queen on this one. If West had jack 10, 9, 4, then the king is going to fall third with East. However, if West had jack 10, 9, tripleton, we actually want to put up the queen now to block the suit, but it's not really going to matter because East surely has an entry. They almost for sure have a hard honor because West has already shown up with the ace of spades. They're likely not going to have both hard honors. So I'm going to play low. And, if West is doing this with king, jack 10, 9 and is going to fool us, so be it. There's the 8. Okay, queen of clubs. All right, so that's interesting. He didn't continue diamonds. That leads me to believe, especially with the fall of the 8 on our right, that diamonds are, in fact, king 8 third on our right. So we have 2 tricks in. We have 2 more club tricks. That's 4. And the king of spades is 5. what I'd like to do, let's see here. We want to keep an entry to our hand because we're setting up spades. And we want to be able to get to them if, for example, we catch Jack Doubleton, 10 Doubleton, or Spades 3-3. Now, that may mean abandoning the Queen of Diamonds. That may end up getting set up, but that's what we have to do here. So let's hope we see something good. The 2. All right, that leads me to believe spades are 4-2, the way East signaled. So I hope that West has Ace Jack or Ace 10 Doubleton. Let's find out. No, okay. I think we have no choice though but to play another spade. We're not going to start ducking hearts, but I think spades are going to be 4-2. We have 4 tricks in, so this is not looking good. And what are we going to throw from the dummy? We can't throw a diamond, and we don't want to throw a club, so we're probably going to throw a heart. Okay, I should have stuck in the 9. That's a little bit annoying. And there's a heart pitch, so we can pitch 1 heart here. So cashing the king of diamonds, he's then going to switch to a club, and basically we're going to be forced to play hearts out of our hand. Although what we'd like to do is throw him back in with a spade, but it's not going to matter. I don't think we're taking any more tricks other than the ace of clubs in this hand. So that's unfortunate. I think we're going to go 2 down. If we play a spade now, he's going to cash his spade and then exit. And that's not going to work. So we're going to pitch a heart. And we'll throw him in again, unless, what if West has both the ace king of hearts? Then actually playing a heart now works, but it's going to result in the same thing. We wouldn't get a trick because East has the 4th club. Yeah, I think we're just done here. There's nothing we can do. East has at least 1 winner. Somebody has the 4th club, and we just want to force them, and they have the ace king of hearts. So they're gonna, if the heart honors are split, they're gonna be able to arrange to take all their tricks. If they're not split, if West has them both, then we want to play a heart. If East has them both, then we want to play a spade and hope to score the Queen of Diamonds at the end. But we know West has the last diamond. So let's hope that West's remaining cards are ace king of hearts, a club, and a diamond, and then at least we'll score 1 trick. But is that possible? East has shown up with 4 spades, 3 diamonds. We don't know the heart situation, and at least 3 clubs. West pitched 1 heart. So we're just going to play a heart, but this is not going to work. No, 9. Okay. And there's the last diamond. Okay, so the 7 of hearts is not going to be high. Just clean anyway. Okay, so 2 down. Not a great start for myself. Okay, if I had opened a spade and partnered with a no trump, it would have been played from his side. And of course, we could have made 1 no trump because I could have divined the spade position a little bit better. And hearts were on or Doubleton with East, so I could have played hearts properly as well. Even here, I can make it. Yeah, I have to play a spade to the 9. That's the difference. Yeah, exactly. Right here is the key point. And maybe I should have, but I just played for spades to either be 3-3 or for a Doubleton ace jack or ace 10 on my left. It's interesting. What's more likely, ace 7 or ace jack or ace 10? I'm at the point where East had already shown up with their 2 little spades. I think it's actually 2-1 favorite that ace jack or ace 10 will drop as opposed to the ace 7. So not good for me, a little bit unlucky perhaps, but we go to the second deal and we have 6, 7, and 9, 16, and 4 is 20. We have a pretty good 20 count because we've got a 5-card suit with a source of tricks, ace, king, queen, and no jack wasted there either. The suit is likely to run opposite, 3 cards. So let's just triple count. And yeah, so I'm going to open 2-0. This hand's probably worth about 21, a good 21, but a king, jack, Doubleton, I'll still stick with 2-0 as opposed to upgrading to 2 clubs. We've got interference. Wonderful. This likely shows spades. Game forcing with spades. Perfect. It's a good system to have. When the opponents interfere over 2 no trump, even over 1 no trump, if they bid 3 clubs or 3 diamonds, it's good to flip hearts and spades. 3 hearts should be 5 or more spades with invitational or better, and 3 spades should be 5 or more hearts, obviously game forcing because you're forcing to the 4 level. So my queen jack third of diamonds is terrible, but I have a fit for partner. So I am going to bid 4 spades rather than leave partner guessing what to do. And let's just triple check here. Game forcing, yes, 5 or more spades. So I'm going to bid 4 spades. If I pass, though, it says non-forcing, even though the 3 hearts was game forcing. But I'm just going to take pressure off partner. He probably has a singleton diamond. And let's just confirm that we have a fit rather than partner jumping around to 5 clubs or something silly. Okay, so we actually have a 9-card heart fit, and that's our better fit, but spades should play just fine here. We are going to, well, we have a lot of losers in the north hand. We have 4 club losers, so we're going to have to likely rough one and pitch one on a long heart. The other option, of course, is we could just build a trick if the 10 happens to fall in 2 or 3 rounds. The 9-8 would then become worth a trick. So what I want to do, the ace of diamonds lead. Hopefully the king is on our left. That'll make things a little bit more manageable. If we rough, take a trump finesse. If it loses and another diamond comes back, we may actually be forced to pitch on that trick, because otherwise we run the risk of getting tapped out, because then we try to develop the club suit, the opponents are going to have diamonds to cash. So let's rough, and it doesn't really matter what we rough with. We'll rough low, and we'll just run the queen of spades. I may unblock the 10 just to make things a little bit more flexible. They're all equals anyway. It's a king. Another diamond comes back. It's the king of diamonds. Okay, so our diamond suit is actually now set up, basically. The queen of diamonds is going to block them from taking more diamonds. So let's see what happens here. If we rough and draw trump, if they're 3-2, then we can just run a couple of hearts and play a club towards the king jack and try to guess the suit. I'm going to guess. Let's see here. It's still a guess. West has shown up with the ace king of diamonds. East raised on nothing so far. West also had the king of spades. So we may put the ace of clubs in East's hand. Not positive yet. I actually think we should do that right now, before completely exhausting ourselves of trump, because we don't have a lot of entries back to the north hand in case we need to get back there to rough a club. So I'm going to rough this, keep my queen of diamonds as a stopper. And so now the opponents still have 3 trumps outstanding, and we only have 2 in each hand. So let's play a club and see what happens, because we may be able to rough a club with the ace and then draw a trump with the jack 9 and then claim. So let's see what happens. I think we're going to want to put up the ace here, but let's see. Put up the king rather. Play East for the ace. Ace, king of diamonds, king of spades. So what did East raise on? The queen of clubs and 4 little diamonds? I mean, anything's possible. If West was void in hearts, East might have risen with the ace to give him a heart rough. That's also possible. My gut tells me to play the king, but West did bid over 2 no trump. He just overcalled. So ace, king, and king. Well, I don't know. This is still a guess, I think. But I think I'm leaning towards the kings. So let's see. I mean, if I get this wrong, then I may go down on this deal. Let's see. Okay, I got that one right. So now, do we want to draw trumps? We have 2 pitches for the clubs, right? We have a long heart, and we have the queen of diamonds. So if trumps are now 3-2, if trumps had started 3-2, we have a claim. We have the rest of the tricks except for 1. We'll have 2 spades, 5 hearts is 7, and the queen of diamonds is 8. So we'll have 8 tricks with 9 tricks to go. And there's no way to get all the tricks because the opponents still have a club trick. So I think it's right to cash 1 spade. The problem is if spades are 4-1, we're going to run into a little bit of trouble because we're not going to be able to rough a losing club in our hand, and we're going to have to guess whether to. We're going to basically just going to have to pick up the 10. So let's cash the ace of spades, and if it holds here, perfect. So now we actually have a claim. We're just going to lose 1 trick at the end. So we'll make an over trick. And so I could not guess the clubs wrong. They were both onside. And I think that was going to be the double dummy result. It was, or actually it wasn't. They get a heart ruff if they had led a heart at trick one, then West would win the king of spades in time, put the partner in with the club and get a ruff. So 4 hearts was actually a better contract, but I'll take my 650 and move along here. Not vulnerable against vulnerable. We do want to create a little bit of action, but this hand is not the one. Terrible hearts, 5-3-3-2, nothing of any value. So we're going to pass. If we were like 5-5 or had some shape and some really good hearts, king, queen, jack, fifth, then I'd be more inclined to take an aggressive view and open 2 hearts. But as it is, we're just going to pass. Now, partner opens a no trump. We are going to put them in hearts and hope to play there. All right, 2 hearts in a 5-2 fit. Club lead into the ace, king, jack, 8 is helpful. Obviously, that's a singleton or a doubleton club. So let's count. We have 2 losing diamonds. We have 1 losing spade. However, in time, we're going to be able to throw that losing spade away on a club. And we have at least 2 heart losers. So ideally, we'd like to play hearts towards the 10-8 and maybe catch something like king 9 or ace 9 doubleton on our left, where we can then utilize dummies 8, utilize declarers 8. Declare north is playing the hand, but we don't have any entries. We can see that the south hand is extremely weak and there's just no entries there. So one option actually is to play 3 rounds of clubs right away to throw a spade and force East to ruff and just at least weaken their trump holding, so that maybe if they're ruffing from a 4-card holding, we can then pick up the trumps for 2 losers. So they would get 2 diamonds, 1 ruff, and 2 trumps. So that's one way. The other way is just to start by leading a low trump towards the queen jack, rather than unblock the 10 from the short side. I don't think there's a huge advantage of that. If East rises, there's ways if I could see double dummy, West has honor doubleton, then yeah, leading the 10 first may force East to commit to a losing choice. But I think what we're going to do, we also need to avoid a diamond ruff for the opponents. So I think we're going to get trumps going right away because we always have time to take the club pitch later. So we're going to win the jack. Now we're just going to play the 8 of hearts. King, okay, that's good news for us. The king catches air, so now they switch. And we still are going to have an entry here. It's jack, as long as we don't run into something silly like a spade ruff. I'm going to play another trump because north hand still has an entry with the king of spades to get to the clubs when we need to take a pitch. Don't show out. That would be bad. Okay, so this guy showed out. All right, so East still has ace 9 small of hearts, so we have 2 losers there. So basically, all we can do now is, let's see. I'm wondering if it makes sense to go after diamonds right now. And then when they win, if they continue spades, we're going to have to win and then take our pitches. And if East has a singleton club, that's bad news because they're going to be able to ruff the club and keep us off of the north hand and end up scoring their spade trick. So I'm going to play the ace of clubs and hope it doesn't get ruffed. Okay. King, it got ruffed. I'm going to throw a spade anyway. Or maybe not. I've got 4 tricks, 5, 6, 7. I count 7. Maybe we can get a diamond trick. So I think I'm going to throw a spade, weaken his trump holding. He has ace 9 doubleton left. And he's going to play probably a spade. I'm going to win and get diamonds going. And I'll play the 10 for now. Okay, he's going to play a spade. We're going to ruff. Hopefully that exhausts them of spades. It does. So spades are 3-3. So basically, I think they're only going to get 2 more tricks here. Let's see. East still has ace-9 of hearts left, and they get the diamond trick. So we need to be a little bit careful here, because if I play a trump, East is going to win. He's out of spades. He's out of clubs. He'll have trumps and a diamond left. But if he plays a diamond to the king, and then West is going to play the queen of clubs, and we are going to be stuck because we're going to be forced to ruff, and East 9 of hearts is going to take the last trick. So is there anything we can do about that? East had 3 spades, 5 hearts. Was that right? Yeah, 3 spades, 5 hearts, 2 clubs, and therefore 3 diamonds. So yeah, there's nothing we can do here, because when we play a diamond, West is going to rise with the king and play the queen of clubs, allowing East to shed their last diamond. And that's going to be it. They're going to, we're going to have to ruff the trick, and then that's it. They're going to score their 2 hearts. So I think we're actually going to go down here, and there's nothing we can do about it. Unless East also has the ace of diamonds, then we'll be fine. But I highly doubt that. So let's see what we can do here. We'll play a diamond. Ace. Let's tease him into playing another diamond. No, it doesn't. And he's going to play the queen of clubs. And he sheds his diamond, and that's it. So 1 down. And let's see if I could have done better with the double dummy results. I'm sure I could have. Nope, I could not have. I can only make 1. Did they ever give me a chance to make the deal? Let's see here. They did, by playing a club at trick 1. Okay, so what should I have done here? I'm always curious to see these. I needed to get my diamonds going right away. That was the key to the deal, rather than touch trumps. So that's a little bit double dummy, because if trumps were just 3-3 and I'm running into a bunch of club ruffs for no reason, that's pretty silly. So 4th deal, we have 17 high card points. Partner opens a heart. So we're simply going to start with 2 clubs just to get the game force going. 2 clubs doesn't promise a whole string of clubs. It just says, 3 or more clubs, game forcing. If partner had opened a spade, actually, you could be responding 2 clubs on a doubleton. If you had 3 spades, 4 of each red suit, and 2 clubs, I would actually respond 2 clubs, because I like, with my partners, 2 hearts and 2 diamonds would promise 5. So in this case, we're just going to get the game force going while keeping the auction as low as we can, and then set hearts as trump. And one thing to keep in mind, if we had 4 spades, it's important to not automatically just bid 1 spade, because then if partner bids like 2 diamonds, we're then going to have to bid 3 clubs, 4th suit game forcing. Now we're at the 3 level, and we haven't even shown our heart support yet. So even if I had 4 spades here, I would still start with 2 clubs. So we got a raise, which should probably even be 5 clubs, but it shows 4 or more. So that's good for us in terms of, if partner has ace 4th or ace 5th of clubs and ace queen 5th of hearts, all of a sudden we're potentially looking at a slam. So we're going to set trumps with 3 hearts, natural slam try. And we'll see what partner does. They didn't do much. No hope for slam, maximum 2 cards among aces and the king, queen of trump. So let's count. We're missing 1, 2, 3, 4. We're missing 4 of those. Aces and the queen of trump. We're missing 3 aces and the queen of trump. Partner only has 2 maximum. So we know we're off either 2 aces or an ace and the queen of hearts. So that's a good system. That works today. So we're just going to pass and not risk getting any higher, and try to make the most number of tricks. So we have no spade loser, no diamond loser. Our club fit is a little bit anemic. We're depending where the ace is, we're going to lose at least 1 club, probably 2, possibly even 3. And then we've got the heart suit, the trump suit to deal with. So I think what we want to do is we want to get trumps going. We don't want to run into club ruffs or anything like that. So we're going to win the king of diamonds, play a heart towards the jack. And the reason we'll win the king of diamonds rather than stick in the jack, sticking in the jack doesn't really help us unless we have a late club loser if the suit breaks badly. And also, we know that we're going to lose the first trump to West if our trump finesse loses. And so we don't want them to easily be able to continue diamonds. We want to force them to, I mean, in this case, probably play spades, but you never know. Like if they're looking at the queen of spades, they may be afraid to play a spade and they may end up playing trump for us, which makes life a little bit easier, or they may play a club for us, which makes life easier as well. So I'm going to keep the jack of diamonds in the dummy, and we're going to win the king and get trumps going. Okay, lost to the queen. Back comes a club. Interesting, 2 of clubs. So do I want to start doing any unblocking? I think it doesn't hurt. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are all equals. We may as well unblock the 7 just for now and see what happens. Ace, 10. Okay. Well, now they're going to try to fool me or put me to the test at least. If West has the ace, I mean, first of all, the club lead would be a little bit strange. Maybe not from a computer, but from a human for sure. And we also have the 9. And we know that West should have the 8 because East would have covered with just the 8 instead of the 10. So I'm wondering if this is like ace, 8, deuce, and maybe jack 10 doubleton. We'll find out. But we are, of course, going to win the king and play trumps and then play another club. Hopefully I didn't lose to singleton queen. I did not. Okay, so do we want to play? I mean, it might have been a singleton as well, but then East would have risen and given him a rough. So I'm just going to play a low club towards the queen, or the 6 of clubs towards the queen, and see what pops up. If he got me with jack 10, 8, and I'm about to lose to doubleton ace, then that's life. He might show out jack. Okay, so we picked off jack 10 doubleton. That's good. And now basically we have a claim because our spades are high, the ace of diamonds, and our clubs are high. So we made 5, and that should be the double dummy result. Sorry, that's not going to be the double dummy result. I could have dropped the queen of hearts. So next time, yeah, of course, we can make 6 because the queen of hearts was doubleton. Last deal, we have 13 high card points. We have what's called the steel wheel, a straight flush from the ace to the 5 in hearts. So that's good for poker, not so much for bridge. And we are going to overcall, though. We have an opening bid, so we have to overcall, even though we're vulnerable. And once in a blue moon, we're going to run into, 4 trump losers on this deal, but that's life. You have to get in there. So 2 clubs, showing a heart fit and at least a game try. Now, partner's a passed hand, so we're actually not going to try for game here because we have a flat 13. Partner can't really have enough for game unless they're like 5-5 or something like that. 2-no trump, natural balanced 18-19. That's very interesting because where are all the points? If East has half the deck and we have 13 and our partner has 10, that there's not a lot left for poor West. So what we could do is we could double and just hope to beat this 2 tricks. Now, what I'm a little bit scared of, though, is that East has a long club suit, like a 6-card running club suit and a heart stopper and like an outside ace. And then they're going to have 8 tricks. So what could partner have? Is partner giving themselves a lot of points for shape? I'm not sure. Doesn't really say. At least game try, it says say 10 to 11 high card points. So we do have more than half the deck. If East doesn't have like a long club suit, we definitely will just want to double here and just, then we're going to run into the question of what should we lead? Do we want to actually try to get partner in for heart leads through so we don't give East a heart trick? Because a heart trick could be their 8th trick. If they have a 6-card club suit and a heart trick, that's going to be too many tricks. But I think we should probably gamble and double. What does double say? Penalty double, 9 to 13. No, that's kind of what we have. Now, it's possible they may run to 3 clubs, but let's take a bit of a gamble. Why not? It's the last deal, right? Let's see if, yeah, he ran to 3 clubs. So now I think we want to bid 3 hearts or pass. Let's see what our choices are. Pass is up to 13 with our 5-card heart suit, or we bid 3 hearts, enough trumps and shape to compete. We actually don't have the shape to compete. I'd like to rely on partner if partner has 1 or 2 clubs to compete to 3 hearts as opposed to ourselves. We've already shown our points and we have nothing extra or nothing special to mention. And our jack third of clubs is actually a terrible holding. If we bid 3 hearts and find partner with 3 little clubs and the opponents take the first 3 tricks and then play another club, that's not good. So we are going to pass. Partner still has a bid. 3 diamonds, 3 hearts. Okay, now things are getting interesting. What's going on here? Now let's see what partner showed. Same as usual, but it looks like, West has probably a singleton club and maybe 5 or 6 diamonds, probably 5 diamonds because they passed over the double of 2-no, and it's just running from 3 clubs. So I don't think we're bidding game here. I know that West probably has no high card, so I'm not worried the king of diamonds is going to lose the trick, but my 3 little clubs are just terrifying me. So I'm going to pass. And hopefully partner has a 4th trump for us, because that would make a big difference if they do have club shortness. Okay, doubleton club and a 4th trump. That's great to hear. And as it was, we may not have even beaten 2-no trump, because if East has queen third of hearts and the ace of spades and 6 club tricks, then that's 8 tricks. But they may only have 5 club tricks. But we'll find out in due time. So we've got 1 spade loser, 2 club losers, and a heart loser. East almost certainly has queen 4th. They may even have queen 10 4th. Hopefully just queen 4th. So let's see. We do have to rough a club in the dummy. That shouldn't be too difficult if trumps aren't 4-0. Otherwise, we're probably forced to take either get spades to be 3-3 or jack 10 doubleton, or force us to take a diamond finesse. So as it is, let's just do this. And he's going to shift. Let's see how clubs break. I'm curious. Oh, spade back. Okay. So let's see. Is there a way to get rid of both of our clubs? Well, I suppose if we divined the diamond suit and spades broke 3-3, we could then pitch both of our clubs away, but I'm not going to bank on that. And we don't really have the entries to do that either. So I'm going to start with a heart, and we'll see if hearts are 3-1 or 4-0. If they're 4-0, then we're going to lose 2 heart tricks. And so we basically are going to go 1 down, because we have to, we're no choice but to lose a club. Unless we can end play East. And can we end play East? Let's see here. Maybe it's better actually to start with the ace of hearts, because that keeps our options open. If East has all 4 hearts, and how many clubs? Let's say, well, they wouldn't have 6 clubs and 4 hearts and open rebid 2-no. That would be silly. So if they had 5 clubs and 4 hearts, and then probably 2-2 in the other suits. If West had 6 diamonds and 4 spades. Yeah, so I don't think there's anything we can do if hearts are 4-0. Well, maybe there is. Anyway, I'm going to start with the ace of hearts. Keep the entries to the dummy. Okay, and they followed. So there's nothing to do here other than, can we strip the hand and then throw him in to lead away from queen third of hearts? I don't think we can anymore. We would need him to follow to 2 spade tricks and 2 diamond tricks, 2 more diamond tricks, and then throw him in with a club. I don't think that's going to work. But I think we should actually just play a club first. Is there anything bad that could happen? Extremely unlikely. I think East has 3 hearts and then, 2-3 or 3-2. So let's play a club and see if we can end up generating some weird end play. Here, spades 3-3. They are. So we may have actually been able to throw away both of our clubs if we can pick up the diamonds. Although East would have roughed probably the 3rd diamond anyway, so that wouldn't have worked, or they're going to rough the 13th spade. So all we can do now is just, there's no end play. There's no way to pick East queen third of hearts. We're not going to be able to throw him in with anything, because we can rough a club. Okay. And then basically East is going to be down to 3 cards within diamonds and clubs, but we're not like, even if we whip off 3 diamonds, rup it in hand, it's not going to work because we're not going to be able to throw him in and then lead away from the queen of hearts. So let's just play a heart to the king, and that's it. We're just going to claim all the tricks except for the master trump. So we made our 3 hearts. Let's check out the results, and that is the double dummy score. So that worked fine. West, as we expected, had 6 little diamonds. I'm actually a little bit surprised they didn't pull 2-no trump doubled to 3 diamonds. And as it turns out, if they had passed 2-no trump, it would have been bad for them because all he has is 5 clubs, 1 heart, and 1 spade. Well, actually, that's 7 tricks. That's not so horrible. That's not terrible. So, okay, that's it. First deal, we could have played it a little bit better by divining the spade position. Second deal was pretty normal. Third deal, pretty normal. Fourth deal, I could have dropped the doubleton queen of trump. And the 5th deal, again, pretty normal. So Danny Miles signing off from Toronto. Thanks again for joining, and I hope to be back soon. So hit the like button and the subscribe button, and feel free to leave a comment because that does help. Thanks so much, everyone. Take care. Bye.